after I blend it, you're going to strain it to separate the grounded coconut from the water. So I'll just use, so you can use the milk or the juice from the same coconut. So I'm gonna use the blended coconut and then also use the milk that's produced from that to make my toto. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna melt my butter. So it's approximately 1/4 cup of melted butter. I have some butter here. So I'm just going to say this is about 130 grams of butter. I'm gonna melt all of this and see how much it measures it after I melt it. So melt butter in a small saucepan. Okay, so right now I have 3 cups of flour, and I'm gonna add a tablespoon of baking powder. So I'm gonna sieve it in a dry, clean bowl. And then add another tablespoon. For each cup of flour, I just add a teaspoon, 5 mils of baking powder. So that's what I did, and I just sieve. If you have clumps of baking powder, just use a spoon to put it through the sieve. Okay? I've melted butter. I'm going to measure a 1/4 cup of my melted butter and set that aside. Okay. So So now I have all my ingredients and I'm going to start. So with my 3 cups of flour, I'm gonna add my dry ingredients to that. So I will use a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, a teaspoon of cinnamon powder, a 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, a 1/4 teaspoon of mixed spice. Cinnamon powder. Water, mixed spice, quarter nutmeg. Use a dry spatula to mix all the ingredients. Okay. So let us start with 1 cup of milk. Brown sugar, which is 1.5 cups. We have our vanilla, so we'll do vanilla essence, and that will be a teaspoon of vanilla. Then we have our melted butter, 1/4 cup melted butter. Add it to the liquid, and we're going to whisk our egg in a separate bowl and add it to the wet ingredients. Well, 2 whisked eggs. Add this to our wet ingredient. I'm gonna add some molasses to the wet ingredients. So a tablespoon of molasses. Alright, so I add a tablespoon of molasses, and this just gives it a little more color and have a little bit of sweetness, but molasses gives it a nice brown color. Alright, so now that we have all our wet ingredients, you can add 1/2 teaspoon of salt to this, and or 1/4 teaspoon of salt, not too much salt. A quarter teaspoon of salt is added, and I'm going to add my grated coconut. So I'm adding my grated coconut to my wet ingredients. Tablespoon. So I have white rum. I'm just gonna add a tablespoon of this. My wet ingredient, and then add my grated coconut. Mix that around. Now we're going to add our flour. We're going to fold it into the mixture. At this point, you can turn your oven on. You're going to do 350 degrees Celsius and bake for 45 minutes. So I'm going to turn my oven on. So that's what you want it to look like. So that's how it looks. And I'm going to get my baking tray ready, baking dish ready, Paris dish ready. So while my oven is being preheated, and I'm just gonna grease the bottom of it with my melted butter. Okay, you can use paper towel to get rid of this so that it doesn't have that. Oven is ready. Bake for 45 minutes. Check it at the 30 minutes mark with toothpick to see if it comes out clean. If it's not clean at 30 minutes, give it another 10-15 minutes and then test it again. So 30 to 45 minutes should be sufficient. Alright, so this is what it looks like right now. So it's nice, it's well done, it's moist, and you can serve this with cheese. Never tried that with cheese. Yeah, you can. Sure, why not? Alright, so let's try it. If you want to try it, good. Maybe a sample. Be the best part. Okay, smells good. Nice texture. Okay. It's good. Yes, it is good. Remember to comment, share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching my channel. It's Carrie the cook, the chemist. Remember to cook with care. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so our Toto. Yes.